Welcome everyone, this is Current Question. I'm your host, David Jackson. So we've all heard a lot about climate change and global warming, and it seems like it's a pretty heated debate. Is climate change as bad as people say? If so, can it be reversed? Are humans the cause? Or is it just another normal phase like an ice age? So many questions, but it feels like the answers are scarce. So in this video, we're tackling one of the biggest problems of our time, the climate crisis. Let's go. So obviously there are a lot of conversations about climate change in the media today. What are your thoughts about the state of the environment and climate change?
I think during the Obama administration it was great when we passed that G7, the Paris Agreement. I think it was over 130 countries that had signed that, put it into effect, and the U.S. was one of the leaders for that to be created and passed, along with Canada and a few other countries. But then just this week, the U.S. started pulling out of that climate change, which is detrimental to the environment. And there are a lot of countries, especially first world countries, that need to step up, I guess, and still haven't really kept up to their promise on the Paris Agreement that I really think need to improve within the next few years.
Okay. So how important is climate change to you as a citizen, as a voter?
It's extremely critical to me, really important, but I feel like there are so many more issues at hand right now that I would rather have a politician talk about, such as income inequality and such as racism, not just in the U.S. but across the world.
Climate change is a very important issue to me. I think that if we don't do something within the next maybe 10 to 12 years, that the whole world could face serious repercussions, and that it takes a global collective effort to solve it, like the Paris Accord, but we all know what happened with that. I think that responsibility does lie with political leaders. They're the ones in charge, they make the laws. And we as citizens should put the right ones in charge to make the correct decisions, and they should put forth the proper legislation to do what needs to be done when it comes to things like emissions, forestry, stuff like that, making sure we have good soil to grow good crops, all those things. And it's very important that we keep the earth healthy and that climate change is resolved. And like I said, we need to take serious action within the next 10 to 12 years to put ourselves on a good track.
So, the American government has actually put a lot of effort into understanding the climate crisis by examining causes, effects, evidence, and peer reviewing other organizations' research. And 97% of climate scientists agree that humans are causing global warming and climate change. Global warming is the long-term heating up of the earth, and this falls within climate change, which certainly encompasses all the changes that are happening to the earth. Rising sea levels, shrinking glaciers, these are just some examples of climate change. Scientists have noticed that since around the mid-1900s, humans have expanded the greenhouse effect. Now, you may remember studying the greenhouse effect in one of your science classes at some point. This is when our atmosphere traps heat coming from the earth and causes a warming effect. There are certain gases that contribute to the greenhouse effect. While these gases do appear in our atmosphere naturally, it's human activities that have caused these gases to increase rapidly, which results in global warming. There are many human activities that have contributed to the increasing production of these harmful gases, and thus increase the change in our climate. Deforestation, poor agricultural practices, burning fossil fuels, poor waste management, the list goes on and on. And it's not just one country or area that's causing this. This is a global problem. While scientists agree that some of the damage from climate change is irreversible, there are still meaningful actions to help prevent further damage. You've probably already heard of the many benefits of reducing waste and recycling materials, from buying less plastic to donating materials to recycling centers. These are some of the easiest ways you can help our environment. And composting is another very beneficial solution. Composting is taking your organic waste, like food, and putting it back into the soil to decompose. Not only does this enrich the soil with nutrients, it also prevents organic waste from going to landfills, which results in disastrous methane production. As mentioned, we're facing a worldwide issue, which means we need our leaders to step up and take action at all levels, locally, nationally, and globally. the climate crisis is a complex and a large dilemma. So leaders will also need to advocate for a number of industries to change their practices. From automobiles to farming, from small towns to entire continents, we need leaders who see the importance of a unified, intergovernmental response across a wide range of industries. So your voice and actions are one of the most powerful ways you can make an impact. Through social media awareness, being a role model in your community, and getting involved with environmental organizations, you really can make a huge impact. So in our video description, we've listed a number of resources that may help you better understand the climate crisis and ways that you can volunteer your time. So we want to thank you guys for watching, and we hope this message has been extremely valuable to you. And if you like the information we've shared with you today, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm your host, David Jackson, and this has been Current Question.